All right, so this is recording, but I'm not sure how long it's going to take for the stream to work. So we're going to see if this works. And there are a few girls who are on online out of state. So if I post this link, I really hope it means that it's going to work. Or you guys can check for me too. Wait. Posted. Okay. I don't think that worked though. This does not say Pink Sapphires team meeting. It is working though.
It's posted under Pink Sapphires, not the event. Like it's posted.
Yeah,
Is that okay?
Yeah. But when you click on it, is it showing?
No, this is
I don't know.
Okay, so then this is gonna take a minute.
Time to return to
Who did it with you last time?
I was like, okay, next picture. So like, we already writing the voice wanted to know. I'm like, they could have texted me.
Oh, geez. Of course, it's under here. I got it.
They're in college.
Yeah, that's
an issue. I also found it I touched my students like, what?
Oh yeah, I know. All the drunk people.
I'm like, oh, that's
All right, everyone. Hopefully you guys can hear me and see me. When you guys see this, please make sure you text me so that I know that you guys can see this, and then we can start rolling. So it is February 8th, 6:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're starting our February team meeting, right, girls? Yeah. So let's get this started.
They were drinking these hot of like whatever they were making. They were start off like goblet things.
So I had a client this weekend.
There we
Parties with Robin.
Okay, so we are going to start because we are recording. So first of all, I want to welcome you guys all to our February team meeting. Yay! You guys all know me except for Christy, but she's already seen me in action. My name is Sabrina Rodriguez. I've been doing romance for almost 5 years. May will be 5 years, guys. It's a countdown. Isn't that crazy? So we do have a lot of things we're going to talk about. I hope you guys all came prepared with your notebook notes, lots of questions. We're going to be doing our sponsoring panel first, and then we're going to go into our top consultant panel. So you guys are going to get to ask questions and pick the brains of not me. You're going to be able to ask for the other top Sapphires on the team, which is really nice because you guys do coaching calls with me all the time, and I say the same stuff to you. You know, book a party, you know, just sell some Gucci, you're fine, you know. So when you get someone to actually, you know, who's doing this, not just me, I think it means a little bit more. And you guys can see that not my way is always the best way. If it works for me, I'm going to stick to it, but it's a lot of trial and error too. So I want you guys to see how other people do things, and if something resonates with you and you think like, oh, I could do something like that, then take it and start using it and start implementing it. So first question, how are the accountability partners going? Does everyone like their partner? Okay, you're good. You're like good. Okay, just making sure you guys like your partners. Okay, like I try to assign them. You guys are very similar. I don't know if you noticed that when you have your goals and things like that. It is pretty similar. So even if you guys talk once a week, once every other week, I just want to make sure you guys stay in touch with each other. Just hold each other accountable. Just to say, what are your goals this week, or what do you want to do in February or March, and what are you going to do to get there? Just because it comes a little bit more easy when it's not just me talking to you, right? So when we have the size of this team, we need to have a little bit more communication within you guys and not just always with me too. So whoever is, I don't know, you guys, I don't know if it's working. If the stream is working. Someone's going to check for me, thank you. If the stream is working, please text me so we can get started. I don't want this to not be recording or viewed live.
Where do you post it?
I posted it in the Pink Sapphires actual page.
Okay. It's going.
You see it? Yeah. Perfect. All right.
Oh, there you are. Perfect.
Thank you. Thank you. Someone else called in. Might be a wrong thing though.
My car is gone really.
Yep.
It's towed.
It's like behind. Like,
Okay, yeah, that's fine. So first we're going to start with our sponsoring panel. Our sponsoring production panel consists of Miss Pam Fearby, Miss Molly Rogers, and Miss Brianna Taborn. Yeah, you'll be able to see yourself, so just make sure you're in.
Tim's like, I don't need this right now. I'm gonna see.
No, you're good. I don't like that.
Your shoes are cute though.
Okay, so
I'm sorry. I'm only doing this because I don't really want to.
you guys, there's only 3 of you, like sitting near each other.
I
Why
each
other?
I was like trying to be. I don't really want to be in the.
No, Molly Mall.
Can you like zoom in on
I feel like
that?
it's
Oh,
no, wait.
I just have been eating a lot of garlic.
That's alright. That's alright.
Molly, they can't smell
They can't. Yeah, I know those deviled eggs. They were Melinda. Okay, so first I wanted to ask you guys because we're just gonna do some a little bit of storytelling first, not like reverse. Okay, so first of all, how long have each of you been in the business? When did you start?
September 2014.
So a year and a half.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
3. Like 3 months.
ago.
I was gonna say 3 months. We have to tell you how long you've been doing this for. It's great. And Miss Pam?
January 2015.
Yeah. You just had your 1 year
Yes, I
anniversary. Great. So all these ladies recruited at least one girl to the Pink Sapphires team in 2015. And first of all, I want to point something out because a lot of girls think that we're crazy. But when I first started Pure Romance, I recruited my first team member 2 weeks into my business. I think I didn't even have my launch party yet. So that's how quick it was. And Miss Bree did the exact same thing. So it's definitely possible. I don't want you guys to think that you have to know every single itty bitty bit before you can share it with someone else because I'm still learning. You know what I mean? So do you just want to each of you share like how you recruited your girl, like who she was, how you got her started, and then what did it do like for your business personally? So like did it help boost your confidence, things like that. So whoever wants to get started.
Oh, we're signing one.
Okay.
So I signed Jessica pre-wedding.
Yeah, it was like
Maybe April. I was Jessica was a stay-at-home mom with a job, I think, like at the airport. But she had one child and she had a second on the way. I knew her from high school, like friend of a friend situation. So when she posted that she wanted to do a Pure Romance party on Facebook, I was like, hey, let's party together. It was a good alternative for her while she was pregnant. Obviously Jessica's not on the team anymore because when she had her second baby, she just found it too much. But I feel like it made the conversation not as difficult to have at a party, and it kept me like more on my game.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I signed Jess. We went to a party together, our first Heroes party together at my cousin's house. And then I signed with you, I think like 4 days later after my first Heroes party. And then Jessica messaged me and was like, what made you join? And I told her everything. And she was just like, I think we can do it. And I was like, you should. Do it. So I signed it and it was great. And like you said, it definitely boosted my confidence. Like I just wanted to take care of each other. So here I sit and here she sits.
With that cute water bottle?
Right.
$25 water bottle.
Yeah.
I
I
was
see
that's
that.
big.
It's from our Syracuse Summit.
I
They
see
ran on
that.
t-shirts when I bought everyone water bottles for $25.
But I used everything.
I know, that's good, you better. Alright, Miss Pam, okay, so your story's a little bit different.
My story is different.
It is.
It is.
But you are also a senior consultant, so you get a 50% buy discount,
I
which
do.
is more than everyone else except for me in this room.
Yes.
So you have a little bit more
I do.
power.
I have a lot more power.
More profit, whatever way you want to look at it. Okay.
I have power. No. I actually.
How did you sign your first girl?
By accident.
Yeah. You want to explain the power of a stance?
Okay.
Like,
So what I did was I had a party. I was actually kind of like, and I had a really big party,
with a really good friend of mine, and her friend took a book home. And Melinda was talking to her mom, seeing my book, and I talked to my friend said, oh, you should call her. She should call you, la la la, she'd be great at it. I said, okay, well, she was gonna hold me until the call, so she did, and that's how I got Melinda. Then I signed on my other Melinda with an E. So my other Melinda with an E signed, and that was actually by accident. We were at a party and we were talking, and I had given somebody an opportunity to join Pure Romance by earning their kit. And we were talking in the kitchen after the party was over, and she goes, I could do that.
Couldn't get me to leave.
And she wouldn't leave, and she kept asking me a gazillion questions, ding, 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 hello, people. And I was like, well, here's a way for you to do it. She goes, I would love to do this. I said, well, here's a way to do it. Now I'm thinking, yeah, right, the last lady just totally dorked out on me. So I didn't think it was possible, and a week later, she called.
7 days.
7 days
Like-
later. And I mean, like, this is like a really big challenge, just so you know. We did party squares, but we did it reversed.
$10 a square?
10 or 20.
$20 a square for 10 squares.
Right.
And
Or,
that paid for her kit.
right. And then what I provided was a bottle of Gucci. Hello, sale. Okay, so I bought it on sale, and we raffled off this opportunity for them to help her get her business started, and an opportunity for them to win this Gucci. And she a week later, man, she called. She goes, I got all the money. I was like, what? No, wait a minute. So we got it. Yeah, what the world? So I signed her. Then I signed my niece's wife. It wasn't that long later. A couple
No, you
weeks
guys signed
later.
right around the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah. A couple weeks later, I signed Jordan, and then I just went to a party, and instead of bookings, I had 2 opportunities to share what I do. I signed the girl that hosted the party. No bookings here, ladies. Okay, I got no bookings. Everyone wants to join my team, so which is great. You know, I'm like, all right, great. Whatever. Okay, I just gotta have a couple of bookings. Just one, anyone? No. Okay, you guys can have them all. So, I signed my 4th one this past month, and her son got sick, so she couldn't come. And I have 2 more recruits in the wings.
That's awesome.
Oh, great. I hope I'm making
No.
a really good face, Frozen.
Missy said it was fine. Is it frozen?
Jordan just texted me and told me to tell you that it's frozen.
It's frozen?
I hope my face is.
Missy just
I
told
hope-
me it's
I hope
fine.
it's frozen on the
It's
TV.
recording. It's still recording.
It's probably delayed. She's probably in La La Land.
Yeah, it's
It's Jordan.
no, it might be delayed, but let me just put this under so it doesn't get overheated.
Shots fired, you what?
Well, I just texted her and I said it was working now.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
Jeez.
Okay, so hopefully this doesn't overheat. Okay. Sorry. Hopefully this is fine.
Okay, so one quick question though before we do get into some question and answer. Oh, Missy just texted me saying it's not frozen for her.
Yeah,
So-
she just said it's good.
Okay. Who in this room was a hostess with me before you joined my team? You hosted a party. Okay. So that's a few of you. You were. Yeah, you were on this list. You did. So most of the time you do want to look for hostesses because they already like want the free stuff and they obviously enjoy the product and enjoy your company, which is why they're inviting you to their house, if that makes any sense. So that's one avenue. But I feel like you guys kind of started within like your circle of friends, and then for Pam, like it's easy for you to branch out because now you are getting a bigger team. So, what are the games that you guys are playing at your parties to create opportunity leads?
I do the like ABC Pure Romance game. I'm trying to think. Put me on the spot here. You did not tell me to prepare that.
I'm sorry. There's only so much I can do.
You can come.
All right, Maya.
I did the same thing.
The romance game?
Yeah.
I do Ask Me Anything, and then I do Rosie Romance versus Wendy Walmart. I use Wendy Walmart because that's like really predominant in where I live in Orleans County. So I use Wendy Walmart. I mean, anyone can relate to, oh my gosh, this poor lady at Walmart. Yeah, you can all picture it. So I use Rosie Romance and Wendy Walmart.
And by that you mean you do the money?
Oh yeah,
You
I
say,
have
okay.
it.
Mm-hmm.
I cut it all out, and that's how she was Wendy Walmart. She was like, you was one Wendy Walmart. She was, and she got, I didn't want to be Wendy Walmart anymore. She was like all upset too. Is this all I get? I mean, she was really upset during the game. She's like, is this all I get? Wait a minute, why aren't you talking to me? Because you're Wendy Walmart. I don't need to talk to
Who
you.
is not familiar with Rosie Romance Wendy Walmart?
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Who is
It's
the
so
other?
fun.
It's
Yeah.
Molly Hard Time.
Yeah,
Molly
yeah,
Hard Time.
yeah. I use Wendy Walmart only because it's like I said, it is.
You don't
You-
know.
no.
So can you explain for
Okay,
the listeners
so-
out here?
All right, so what you do is you cut out a whole mess of fake $1 bills, $50 bills, $20 bills, just kind of get an idea. So Wendy Walmart goes to work and she works 10 hours at Walmart for $10 an hour, and she makes $100 at the end of the week. What do you do? So now Rosie Romance goes in and she does a party. She has a great time, and she makes $100 on her very first party. And you give her $100, and she had a great time, and she booked 2 parties. Now she's got 2 more, and you just kind of keep going over how great Rosie is and how awful it is. And at the end, you just make sure that the money's the same, the hours are the same. But here, Wendy Walmart worked like 100 hours, and she's got $1,000, you know. So, and then the Rosie Romance worked half the time and had way more time for her family, more time to spend at home with her husband or whatever the crowd is. If the crowd's younger, then she had time to go shopping at the mall. If the crowd's older, she had time to spend with her husband and her family and go on vacation. And that's how you just put it out there. It's right. All of it's on the coup. All you have to do is look and print it off and make it your own. Don't play it just the way it is. Just make it your own and make a big deal out of everything Rosie Romance does. And Wendy Walmart, you just kind of bypass her. Here's your $100. Thanks a lot for a great week. You know. So that's why I did it.
Absolutely. And it's true though,
It
because
is
the girls on my team, and I say this when I play the romance game at every single party, and when I get asked, how much money do you make, I tell them the newest girls on my team are making $50 an hour right now. If you think you're worth more than $50 an hour, then we'll talk. Some girls are making minimum wage, barely above minimum wage, and it's hard. Some people are literally one paycheck away from just losing it all. It's
right here.
Girl, praise Jesus. I'm speaking your language. But and it's scary to invest $200 in something.
Right.
You don't know what you're getting yourself into. To make it a comfortable environment for someone, like you guys would not have joined my team if you thought I was just faking it. You know what I mean? Like you have to be genuine and care about the person. I mean, it took Bree 4 years to sign on my team. Literally 4 years. Do not give up on someone because we went to get drinks a year ago, and this is the first time she's a guest at a meeting a year later. And she's gonna join now because she has no choice. You have to detach from the outcome and focus on the process and believe in yourself and what we're offering. Because like Bree was saying earlier, we had this conversation earlier, and she's like, I'm so glad I met you guys. Like, people would kill for friendships like this, for getting out of the house, having adult conversation, for having girl time, time for yourself, feeling like a boss-ass bitch, like whatever you want to do. And if it costs $200 to do it, like, that's something that they're going to have to believe in themselves. And that's what I hope I brought out in all of you guys, is to believe in yourself, right? Okay, so now that you're all mushy and shit, I'm gonna start crying again. I'm start recording. This is gonna be a Kelly doesn't see. I know, it's gonna be a monthly thing. I'm just gonna cry.
It's probably like a parental advice.
Okay, so next with the oncoming training, do you feel like your business was stronger when you had someone on your team, like by recruiting them? Do you feel like you learned more because you were teaching them? And what aspects do you feel like you grew in because you had someone on your team and you were talking, more about pure romance more than just with me? Does that question make sense?
Mine's a little different because I feel like me and Jess are learning at the same time.
Explain
because
it.
I'm still really new.
Explain it.
Because I signed her before I had my launch party, so
Yeah.
it's like we're both still really new to this, so we're like learning as we're going. So I feel like we're like really like we're on the same page. So it's
Right.
not like you know what I mean. Like we're both learning.
Right.
So we'll,
And do
grow
you think
together.
that also like helps your friendship and your relationship with each other because you kind of have like a
family.
I know, well, I know, but do you feel like it helps like your relationship though, like because you have her to go to be like, hey, I have a question about this
Yeah, like
or
we
whatever.
always talk to each other all the time. Like,
Right.
Like we'll help each other out.
Right.
It's great.
It's great. It's great. It's great.
Instant connection.
Right. Right. This family is born to help build us.
I mean, yeah.
And it's like you're related like by parents though, so it's even worse, Okay, Molly Mom?
Sure.
I still call you that from
I
a
know,
year
I
ago.
know.
I love it.
Hey, it works. I used to work at the mall. So my experience, I look at it as a learning experience. Right after I signed Jessica, like a few of you know, my grandma started to really decline in health. So pure romance was kind of on the back burner for me. But like going through everything with Jessica on my team, I just look at it as a learning experience. Like I could have invested more time in it. But at that point in my life, I was very like family, grandma focused.
And that's what's nice too about this business is that when it takes away, like when you have other things to do, it's okay. We're not gonna get fired for not.
Right. And like I really like leaned on Sabrina with a lot of stuff with my team and with Jessica and everything. But like I feel like it was a good trial experience for me and like
You're ready.
yeah.
Great.
For me, I think it was different. With Melinda, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know. I was just like, yeah, sign up. I don't care.
I also didn't even know like what the benefits were.
Like I really didn't know. I seriously didn't know. And like the first time I got a check, I was like, "What is this for?" Sabrina, I got a check today. What is this? She goes, "That's your override check." I was like, "My what? What did I do to get this?" Okay, so now with having more, it's a little bit harder. The only reason I say it's harder is because I want to be better at it. Like I have goals set for my team. Because I do have a team now. Just having Melinda was great because she'd call me anytime and we'd chat and, blah, blah, blah. She'd stop over. Now she doesn't stop over at all and she barely calls me. But
She bugs me, it's fine. No
yeah, and she bugs Sabrina, so that's okay.
You're closer.
Yeah, she's closer, so now I don't have to be bugged by Melinda. No, I'm just kidding. But you want them. Your whole goal, when you have a bigger team, is to get them out there. You want them to do good, and I find that I'm trying to balance it all. That's where I'm at right now because there is 4 of them and one of me, and I have 3 at home, and grandbabies and life, and a full-time job. So I'm really having a hard time balancing that. But I think I'm gonna find it, and we're gonna kick off 2016 running.
Absolutely.
January's trial.
Yeah, January, February is just trial. We're just trying it out. See
Well,
where we're gonna go.
So, do you think that by signing someone to your team that it has declined in your parties or it's taken away from your business at all whatsoever?
I mean, I can start with that. Like, I know that she's not currently active anymore, but I didn't feel like that. I only had one person on my team, but I felt like we both ran in different circles, and it was nice to see she's not a single mom, but like a stay-at-home mom, I guess, be able to have like extra cash in her pocket. She was expecting, and like, I mean, we're the same age, we graduated the same year, like that to me would have been scary. So I feel like for her, like knowing she had extra cash going into her pocket, like that was like a nice feeling. And two, like I didn't feel like, I don't know.
You didn't feel like it took away from the
No.
business? Great. Okay, that's a good answer. Okay, Pam?
Honestly, I mean, like, I'm different. I guess because I am such a mother hen, we've talked about this, I am a mother hen and I want them to exceed what I'm doing. Like, I don't want them to be me, I want them to exceed it. So in some ways, yeah, because I know that like at that last party I could have done booking games, but I chose not to because I knew she was on the edge. You know what I mean? So in a way, yes, and in a way, no, because I want them all to go,
And that's
you
your
signed
dream.
up, you know, that is my dream.
Right.
So in a way, as I'm struggling because I took December off like an idiot, let me tell you, don't ever do that. If you're gonna take a month off, book your next month, okay? Just so you know, just load your next month. Because right now I'm clawing through it, trying to get people on the books, and I could have taken all their parties, I just chose not to. You know, so yeah, it did affect me, but in the long run, it's gonna benefit me, so I think that was the right call.
So at this point, you're focusing on growing your team and letting them book the parties from their parties instead of you booking the parties and having a girl join your team and maybe have her friends say, no, I already have a party with Pam, or canceling on you, or taking a date that
Absolutely,
that off
right,
someone else.
right, so I'm
So in
trying,
that way, it's affecting you,
Yes.
but it's in a positive way because
Correct.
you have someone who's going to be set up for success
Right.
once she joins the team.
right, exactly, so like with Jessica's case, she had girls I didn't know, girls I hadn't touched yet. And
Why are we saying stuff like
because
that?
we can, because we all know that we're not talking about like physically going out and touching them, okay? Okay, so yeah,
We're just all
I'm not reaching out to the same people. I'm not touching Erin. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm engaged in your marriage.
Alright, fine, whatever.
Pretty sure it's illegal in your country.
Yeah, well, maybe, yeah. I could get in trouble. But I really do feel like reaching out to them would have been the wrong thing for her at that point. Because I think that now, and I have another recruit there. So we had a recruit, somebody that joined, and then people I didn't know. So, I mean, it was a really good party for her to sink her teeth into. And she took the bait and she'll be in. She, you know, I mean, she's here, so we got one on the way from that party too. So I think I did the right thing.
Beautiful. So when someone comes up to you at a party and they're like, I want to join your team, but I just don't have the money, what is something that you would say, other than Pam, because we already know what she did?
I am a weirdo about sending people who don't even like keep up with me every sale we have. Because I'm like, okay, like if you want a sale, like that's how I got Jessica. Like we had a party in March, right after she got her tax refund. And then that was like why she wanted to have it. And then in April we had the sale and I was like, I'm gonna keep contacting you with every sale we have. And like I still contact girls with sales that we have. Just because I'm like, okay, like if it's too big of a financial commitment, like I'm like not a super duper math person, so figuring out how to finance someone's life should not be left up to me. So like that.
She can pay your will, she just can't help you get
No, I can get you ready for that. That's literally my graph. That's my raw money. Only when you want to die. No, like most of my clients are still alive. That's good. Well, yeah, like I haven't lost too many yet. But their estates have been prepared really well. But no, like I just keep on people about sales, and like I don't care if they don't answer me. Your read receipts are on. I can tell if you're
So when you're doing that, when they're ready,
Yeah.
they'll be waiting for you to contact them for the sale. Good answer. Great.
I mean, I haven't personally had anybody come up to me.
But what would you
But
do?
what I would do is probably what Molly said with the sales. I mean, I don't want to push them because it's just like I
Right.
don't want to be too pushy.
Right.
They'll run away.
Right.
It's crazy with me. So.
You want to do it?
Do you imagine? No, we have sales. We can always tell them about the sales that we have, and I'll let them know because I'll have their contact. So probably.
So what do you guys all think about doing, there's a leadership section in the Empowerment Summit, so I was in that, and they discussed doing like a Money Train Lounge, a private Facebook group that had all your potentials in one group, And then when there's a sale, you can post in it. And so I have like my frequent flyers, which there's still apparently girls on the team still in it that don't remove themselves. Steph Dashner too.
It's very educational though.
When you join my team, I have to get you off my email list. I have to get you off my frequent flyer page. Like,
You
it's
don't have
awesome.
your email list.
I know. You guys still probably all get my email. That's not even my fault. That's not my fault.
I do.
Yeah, I'm sure Katie imports my emails and she still doesn't delete herself. Okay, that's a problem. But yeah, you guys know what I'm doing then. You guys get to see.
That's why I like the frequent flyer crew.
But yeah, just do it. But doing something like that, what do you guys think? Is that like something that would be? They just call it the Money Train Lounge, and they're like, "Oh, hop on the Money Train when you're ready," you know. And then you make a big deal. So when someone joins your team, you say, "Oh, she jumped on the Money Train, so we're gonna be deleting her from this group and adding her to my team page," you know, things like that. What do you guys think about something like that as an option? So then you don't need to individually reach out to everyone. You just can post the flyer of the month or whatever kit sale, because you know we have 100,000 a year, so every day you can get a kit on sale. Apparently that's how it's been like the past 4 months. So it's
Look how many
crazy.
people signed up with it.
I know. There's always a kit sale. It's great. So that's something that you guys could do. Call the Money Train Lounge and get all of your potentials. Ask for their permission, please. Do not just input them without it, because then they're gonna hate you. So we're not gonna get a restraining order or anything like that. Haven't had one yet, so I'm good. So we're gonna open up this section for a 5-minute question section. Any questions you guys have for the girls regarding sponsoring, games, whatever, growing your team, whatever, overrides, bonuses, whatever.
Question. So when you first signed a girl, what was like your initial meeting with them? Like after they said, yes, I want to join your team, like did you guys like get together and like go over everything with them, or?
Mine like perfectly coincided with Sabrina's new member training.
Yeah, maybe.
So like I was like, come on. So that kind of was like, yeah.
Okay.
We did that with you too, right? One of you guys.
Yeah, she was there.
Yeah, Jessica was there for that one. So yeah.
There was, yeah.
I think I signed Jess, and then like you had a meeting that following Monday, or like coming up. It was coming up or something.
Was that here?
She came with me. Was the last meeting?
At your house, probably.
No, you weren't there.
My first team meeting was last month.
Yeah, it was last
Okay,
month.
so it was that one.
Yeah.
Like it was last. Maybe I dreamed it.
Probably.
Party school is huge too, because they can just come here for like the big meeting, and then they can do party school on their own time. Have you guys all done party school? Like even if you're a vet, because like I went through party school, and I went through like Advanced Consultant 101, and I went all the way up, and I'm still working on it, because how can you train someone if you don't know exactly what they're doing, you know?
Right. I can't get any further, like.
Yeah, they're gonna open up another section. And once you promote, you get another section
okay.
too, right?
I'm like, I can't go anywhere.
So your consultant 101 will open up as soon as you advance.
Yeah, everything goes on. But what I did, I didn't do what I would do now. In other words, over the past year, I've learned what not to do, and that's, and what to do. And that's with talking with Sabrina, because my team is getting bigger, and my ultimate goal this year is to break away. Not that I don't love you guys, but we do drive over a half hour here. So our ultimate goal, all my girls are coming from Orleans County except for Melinda. Well, she lives in, my Melindas don't, but, and actually Jordan doesn't anymore, but most.
Oh my gosh.
I know, right? Like, but everyone that. She's a mile from the county line, so I mean, you know, we're that way of the county, so, that's my goal. But knowing what I know and what Sabrina has brought forth to me, and some things that we've shared, I do it totally different. As soon as I can get together with Jessica Allen, her training is going to be totally different.
And what are you gonna do?
I have some sheets in place that are going to help her, along with some of the links that everyone uses, because we don't know it all when we start. You know, you don't know you can use Route Stamp. You don't know about the different things that are available. So I'm going to make a sheet that's got it all on there.
And she's gonna share it with the team.
Yeah, so I'm gonna share it with the team. I'm sharing all the info. So once I get it all all together, I'm gonna put a little packet together a welcoming thing. She'll come over, we'll talk about it, or I'll go to her house, and I'm hopefully gonna let her do her own launch party because I've been babying these girls. They've been babies. I've gone and
Time to get
yeah,
out of the nest.
I
girl.
went and
I don't want to look
actually
at you because you got a lot of parties, so you're good.
yeah, look at her
You
and
got it.
and
You got a lot of
I
parties.
did her first party. I went and
Oh,
watched her launch.
In my defense, I was never to a pure romance party.
Yeah, you weren't even
Ever.
at a party when you signed, so.
No, she was never at.
I just wanted to drink wine.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So that's what I wouldn't
And
do.
you evolve as
Yeah.
you learn as
Yeah.
you go.
Absolutely. Not that, I mean, my goal, because I didn't know what I was doing and my team's not as big, is because I want them to, I want them to grow. I want them to get their bookings. I wanna make sure that they're doing all that stuff, but what I realize is I can do that from the comfort of my own home by making outfits on them.
Yeah. And something, I forgot what I was gonna say actually. Well, no, so I do remember what I was gonna say. So you don't need to work on it over everyone. Like it's very intimidating when you get your kit. Like you get a lot of stuff. A lot of people were from 5 years ago to now. What you get is amazing. Like you get how to have your first party. Like it's like a pamphlet, like step by step what to do. You know what I mean? Compared to even a year ago when you signed.
Right.
The stuff that comes in a kit is a lot different. We did not have party school, you know, so when we were all training and learning, it was a lot of relying on your sponsor. Now it's more of when you have time to do your own training, just log onto the COO and do it. And that's what's really nice is that it takes a lot of pressure off me. I don't need to do New Casalda boot camp anymore because that's literally party school.
Right.
You know? So I don't want you to feel like when you're getting these girls like interested, don't tell them about like how to do your taxes. Because like you guys know, we all know, I know how to do your taxes, so we're gonna do a meeting on it. So don't overwhelm them with stuff that's gonna just push them away to say no and be confused and not excited. So so when you sign, the first thing I just start party school. Like we'll go through it. Here's the link for Square, like here's, you know what I mean? Like, I get my referral, you get, like that's it. But that's really, like, all, like what Pam was saying, you're gonna evolve and you're gonna know, like, what to say, what to do, what to train, and it's just gonna, when you have your first one, you're gonna be able to see the questions they have and then how you can minimize the questions, with each girl you're signing, you can minimize those questions and get those answers, but everyone's gonna be different. Everyone's gonna need different training. Some people don't wanna meet with me. Some people, we do phone calls to train, or some people are like, Serena, I got this. Like, I don't need you, but like, I can do it on my own, or I work really late and I can only do this at midnight, so I'm gonna do party school in the middle of the night because you're sleeping and I'm not gonna bug you, like some people like
Melinda.
11:30 p.m. texting me.
Message. Ding.
Yeah.
Why are they not up? My mind's been working all day.
So exactly. So then when you get to do this at your own speed and pace. And that's why I tell the girls who are interested, saying you can do the training on your own time. And it's true. Party school allows that. So Pure Man's dumped so much money into it, and Pure Sale's coming out during World Conference. So once we get Pure Sale too, when you have your iPad, or if you have an iPad, we'll go through it later. When we have that, to make it a lot easier for girls too, especially if they have an iPad to begin with, and they can just go start paperless, and they'll be able to track everything. It'll be so less. They don't need to input the parties in the COO. They don't need to input people's contact information in their orders after the party already happens. It happens there. So you know what I mean? It'll be easier to train when we get better with technology, and when we go over to Droid 2, it'll be an even bigger market that we can start working with. But it just takes time. I mean, the technology we had, the technology we had then to now is amazing, and they just keep dumping more and more money into it. So you really just believe in Pure. They won't steer you wrong with party school. Other questions regarding sponsoring? Okay, well, we're gonna have 100 people on our team.
Nobody
wants to
know what I make.
No, right?
I know, no one
wants to know what
I do kind of want to know, but I didn't want to be rude and ask. So it's
I
like,
said, ask.
I know, but
Ask
I didn't want to be
Yeah,
like, oh my
well,
gosh,
what do you make?
Okay, so what I have to do, the only thing that's changed for me, is how much money I have to, like how many parties I have to do. I don't have to do a specific number of parties. I do have to order a certain amount in order to get my override check. Okay, so every month I've got work really hard. Not really hard. Actually, I don't. Alright, okay, so let's be honest here, okay? So I get half off everything now. So to do 1,500 is actually a couple of parties. Okay, so it's a couple of parties. That means that I automatically get $100 flat out, regardless of what these girls do. I get $100, and then I get a percentage of each one of them, and then they're down the line. So when they start recruiting, I get part of that too. So that's just the way it works.
I mean, you
the
are
harder
getting-
they work, the better that they do, the more money I get.
Right, which we all recognize, but
Right.
the one thing that's amazing is that you can do, like, when you do 1,500 in sales, you automatically get that 100, but you, once you promote and get 3 girls, you get a 10% raise automatically.
Yeah.
Like 10% is huge. Half off everything, every day of your life is huge, right? 53 is even better. I'm just saying. Like, I'm enjoying it, you know. But I think that if it's not even like the me plus 3. It's the think of how if you've been in this, you're not even in it. Like think about you just started. You've been in it for over a year, 4 years, 5 years. Like this is something that's like. When we aren't offering it, it's so selfish. I think that everyone needs a chance and an opportunity to recognize what we do and that it is serious money. Like if your car breaks down, you could do a party and pay to fix your car. You're not gonna work at Target and be able to work 4 hours and make enough to pay to fix your car. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't happen. This is fast, good money, and the more you put into it, the more you get out of it, which you can obviously see. You guys are all at the meetings every month, and you guys are all doing amazing. Like, just so you guys know, we're already over halfway to our team monthly goal, and it is the 8th of the month, okay? I'm just saying. You guys are doing great. But I want you to recognize that it's not just me, like, sponsoring you guys and talking to you guys, that there's girls who, I mean, it significantly boosts your confidence and it gets you more motivated to work your own business because you're an example to other people now. And it's not like you're responsible for like their financial future because if girls flop, it's not your fault, but you gave them the opportunity to help make a difference in their lives in a positive way. And that's all you can do. And if they take it, they take it. If not, then it's like the cake lady, Jana Vukolich. She's amazing senior board of directors. She's the cake lady. Do you want a piece of cake? Do you want a piece of cake? Do you want a piece of cake?
Yes.
And if you don't want your cake, okay, that's fine. Do you want a piece of cake?
Yes.
I'm just kidding. Chocolate or vanilla. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you go to the next person. The cake lady's not gonna cry if you say, no, I don't want a piece of cake. You know what I mean? That's her job. So that's your job, too. It's selfish to not offer it. Does that make sense? Christine, do you have another question?
I do. I just want to know how you kind of handle, because I've had a couple girls interested, and their biggest concern is like they're worried that it wouldn't be consistent. Like they're like, well, I'd love to quit my part-time job, but I'm guaranteed 30 hours there. What if I don't have any parties for a whole month? And I'm kind of like, well, like I can explain how you like go out and you like meet people, and that's how you kind of pull bookings and stuff. But they're like, well, what if for some reason that doesn't work? Like then what do you do? And I'm like, I haven't had that yet.
Something that would tie into like sponsoring. When they have a team, they get that paycheck. Like
Right.
if they're doing their minimum, my paycheck has been consistently 4 figures for the past 4 months. That's not doing a party.
Right.
I could not, you know what I mean? Like I have to do 2,500 minimum, but that's 5 parties for me. I'm doing that anyway. And then I get a $400 bonus plus the team commission. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I could do, instead of doing 8 parties, I could have 5 parties or whatever. If someone on the smaller scale, you can explain to them, like, yeah, some months are gonna be slower. Like July and August are gonna be slower, but love month, you're gonna make most of your money during this first quarter. That if you spread it out and you are consistently getting outside orders, reorders, you don't even need to do a party. Some girls just do online, they just do catalog parties. Alyssa Copley, she's on leave of absence right now because of the baby, and she can still pull orders and get people to order off her website and stuff. So you don't just need to do a party to make money.
Right.
And depending on if she's working 30 hours a week and that's considered a part-time job, what is she doing? You know, you could work 8 and make the same amount of money.
Right, exactly. And that's what I tried to explain to her. She's like, I'm just worried that I won't have any income and I like rely on my second
And
job.
you know what's crazy? Katie and I were talking about this. It's feast or famine, but the ones who are the most hungry are gonna make the most money.
Right. Well, exactly. I kind of explained like, well, if you're in a predicament, like you're gonna find a way to make it
Exactly.
work. So.
Exactly. And this isn't something that like it's gonna be $1 million overnight, clearly. But when you are committed, and if you put in 10 hours of calls, going to meet people, meetup.com, and networking and vendor shows, you're gonna meet a whole new group of people that are just a whole new network that you can connect with, book parties with, have people order from you. So even if you put in a fraction of the time that you are doing a target and you're putting it into networking, that's gonna pay off in the long run. You know what I mean? Like, it's less time, and for me, it's less effort. I don't need to clock in somewhere and clock out somewhere. Like, I want to do it on my own time. You can even schedule, like, SendShare. I schedule all my Facebook posts. I schedule all my, it looks like I'm on the computer all the time, but I schedule all my stuff. Thanks, Lana. She's like, yeah, it does look like you're on the computer all the time. That's right. But I schedule, like, all my party posts, everything. And so you can do stuff like that that's not necessarily making you money, but it gets you further, like around your own clock. You can't work at Target when they're closed.
Right.
You know? And then it's your own flexibility. Like if you have a really crazy month, you have your kids have stuff to do, or you know, you have stuff going on in your family, like we were saying, it's nice that you could take that time off and not be penalized for it, not get written up because you didn't show into work or a no call, no show or whatever. I don't know the lingo because I've been out of that for a long time, but like all that stuff where, and then you know, you don't have people like eating you because you didn't show up to work and like all this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So when you explain to someone like, if you have 3 hours a week, you can make this work.
Right.
For I would say 15 because the team meeting should be included. So if you have 3 hours plus an extra night, Monday nights 6 to 8:30 every second Monday of the month. Other than that, if you have that, then you're going to be successful because if you have office hours, if you don't have a party, shadow. You have office hours. Party school, YouTube videos, like I watch YouTube all the time. I'm driving in the car and I have YouTube playing and just listening and all that kind of stuff. It's distracting, or I get excited. Other couples talking about the executive, and I'm like, oh, where's the put a ring on it? But there's, so when you explain to them, like if you have 3 hours a week, you can make this work. And it's true. I work more because I have coaching call hours, and then I have my office hours, and then I have party hours. But for me, I'm making that money where it's worth it to work an extra 8 hours a week for an extra $1,000 check. You know what I mean? Like it's worth it for me. 32 hours, worth it. But that's a great question. I would just try to break it down in a simpler tone and not overwhelm her with information. So say if you have 3 hours a week, would that be able, so if you could make, okay, three hours, $10 an hour, $300. 30 hours, $10, $300. $700 party. $300. 3 hours. And you can get to a $700 party with the more shadowing, learning, training. I can show you how to do a $700 party. You guys have seen, you know what I mean? Where's Missy? Shout out to Missy in Orlando with her $1,000 party. Missy was like all upset. She's like, I don't know if I'm gonna do this anymore. I'm just gonna keep my stock for myself. I was like, let's just focus. Book freaking 4 parties, $1,000. She has a recruit lead. I'm like, get it, girl, down in Orlando. She's in Orlando. I know about her. Isn't it great? I'm gonna meet her though in a couple months. Okay. Any other questions for the girls? I just answered that. I'm sorry. I was like, I'm not gonna talk today, guys. I'm not talking today. Okay. Beautiful. Thank you, girls. Alright, okay, so we are gonna have our 2016 team advisors. Are all the chairs in here? Alright, so we are going to have Miss Carlina Holovitz, Miss Katie Chavan, Miss Alexis Reese.
Wait, I did write some down, so like I'm gonna
Okay, Missy, thank you for the text. Love you. Okay. She's having a call. Well, I don't have the new update, but she sent me, so she obviously is watching the video. Okay. All right. Did you bring your packet too? Did you bring them? Okay, good. I forgot that I asked you.
I've been up for so long.
I brought my questionnaires.
Oh my God.
I went to Rochester on Friday. How was the concert?
It was so good. I was gonna come back on Saturday and I came back
Took
today.
extra time.
I stayed at home. I told Dave go home on Saturday. I took a train back today.
Just take a train home.
I was like, whatever. I'll find my way.
Okay, so we have Molly, Carlina, Katie, and Alexis. These are some pretty big hitters on the team. So we're gonna pick their brains. Isn't that great? That's great. Okay, so Miss Molly, Molly, already know how long you've been in the business for. Miss Carlina.
I started last April, so just under a year.
Was one of the killer kid sales. Okay.
Yeah.
Katie should be on.
4 years.
4 years! And I never even met her before she joined. And
I never even went to a beer romance
No.
party.
Wow. Isn't that great? She was a corporate lead. Get on the leads list, girls.
I joined November of 2014.
The first day of that 7-foot snowstorm.
Yeah.
Chris Chickenelli was in Buffalo, and that's when she joined. So, yeah, that was when it was. Okay, so first we're gonna talk about a couple of different topics. So these girls have different like specialties. So I want to really bring out their like best attributes, so you guys can pick their brains on the things that they feel most confident in. So I hope that makes sense. So whoever wants to start first, well, we're gonna start with Katie because Katie has a very important role, as you guys know or you may not know. Katie is my assistant. So on top of doing her own business, she also keeps my life in check. And she helps keep my business in check as well and organize. So I'm usually never organized. It's literally this girl. So we're gonna talk about organization within your business and your like all that kind of stuff. If that makes sense. Whatever you want to start talking about first, feel free to explain.
Just like to say that I love organization.
I
I like lists, I like labels, I like folders. I love it all.
Literally though, look at her office. It's beautiful.
Okay, so I brought, this I have a little hostess finder. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So I printed from the COO, this hostess party prep form. And there's a little phone script in there when needed. So I have, one of these little sheets. Yes. For each party. Some girls I've seen, they have like a ton of stuff on there, like every little step. But I have the hostess name, their address, their phone number, email, preferred contact, whether it's email, phone, text. Some people love to talk on the phone, some people hate it. The party date, any special incentives, referred by, anything like that. Then I have down here a little checklist. It says packet given or sent, the date that I put in there that it's due by, because I frequently would send packets out and then forget when I wanted them back by.
I still don't know.
You still need
I have floating packets out there.
Once I receive the information back, invites completed and mailed, and then confirmation, party confirmation and attendance. Some girls really have like a huge checklist. I think that that's too much for me. But anything, I feel like with organization, you have to take a little bit and use what works for you, because this works perfectly for me. This is not gonna work for someone else. So if it's not useful for you or you don't like using it, it's not gonna be helpful. So you have to find what works for you. So I have the sheet for each party. I keep it in the front here by party date, so my most recent party is gonna be on top, so I can just flip through. Then once the party holds, I put it back here, so I have all my past parties in here. And then I do have a little tab for canceled parties that never end up rescheduling. So
Do you call those girls eventually?
I will, yes, I will call them. And then, so I just have all this information here. So that's my little hostess information finder.
Beautiful.
Okay, so this is kind of like my tax and party stuff. I know Sabrina likes hanging file folders, but I like these because I feel like everything's all together. So I have each month in here. No.
Oh my god, you are so organized.
Why do you think she went first? Okay.
Okay.
feel motivated.
So I keep, like, this is one party, so this is all my order forms, from that party. And then I also have, which I believe is uploaded, I have this little inventory sheet that I do for each party, and I've actually revised it a little bit after this. I have columns like Bath and Beauty, massage, foreplay. I keep track of what I sold from my stock at that party, and then what I need in a back order. So then I can look and see, make sure what I need to order, and
Okay, I ordered.
and see what, if I need to order 6 packs of things like that.
So you don't forget something in the order.
Right, and then when I go in and actually place my order, I highlight it to make sure that it's in my cart. I've revised it a little bit at the top. Let me find a more recent one.
I just wing it and then I'm like, hey guys, I need this. Thanks. You could tell, yeah, you could tell. She's not around for the part, you could tell.
She's never posted on it.
No, except for today. I think you've got an outside order though, so. She's never never needed anything because she knows what to order.
Okay, here. So I added at the top, it says I have added the hostess name, the party date, because I would just write it at the top. How much hostess credit, the hostess gift, other prizes, and then I put the exact amount that I collected, cash, credit, check, and then the total collected, because I like to, each month, I put literally all my expenses, all my revenue, so I can see each month exactly how much money that I have made. So I have that in an Excel sheet.
I do it.
Yeah, so you can see exactly, year to date.
Any questions for Katie? Let's just break this down.
What does her house look like?
Come on over.
Her kitchen had one like plate in it. She's like, I'm so sorry that my house is a mess. Like she vacuums everything because she has 2 dogs.
Alexis came over and I was like, oh my god, my house is a mess, and the straightener was in the bathroom. But I straightened my hair before I left and I couldn't put it away. I was like, I didn't know anyone was coming over. I'm sorry, guys.
You would have you saw.
Well, yeah, you're over with Dave. So.
No, I'm the mess. I'm the mess.
Yeah.
Me
too.
I love
Oh,
Dave puts in my clutter. I came home and it's moved.
How
I'm
do
like,
you
what did
keep
do?
track of, like, I see how you have your, I do that, the paper clip. And then, how do you keep track of, say you have someone and you had like a back order, something they wanted was on back order, you didn't have it. How do you keep track of those? Do you have a separate spot for those? Or?
I have my desk. It has like a little pull-out drawer that's actually for a keyboard, but I have a laptop, so I don't need it. So I'll put my party on that drawer. I will paperclip all the orders that have been fulfilled. I will keep the ones that have not been fulfilled on top. I do not file that party until every back order has been fulfilled. So I keep that, I have a little pile.
I kind of have like the same setup almost as your, like, I have it with me, but it's like, all my receipts, on the other hand, they're just by the month, they're not like what date I bought them. And my back orders, I actually bought a folder clipper board thing at Office Max, and I just kept that on my desk for any orders, but I don't keep, like, if the order's filled, I like want it to go away, I don't want to like see it anywhere like that.
Yeah, it's something that's, but I keep it all together because I want it to be for the same party,
Right.
otherwise.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah.
But for me, I had a 52 weeks naughty nights that was on back order for literally 7 months. I did not file it until it was fulfilled because I would have forgotten about that.
Right,
girl
right.
Who gave me money for it?
I want to be that organized, but I'm literally like on my bed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
It
takes
time.
It takes time, go get it, don't worry. I do the same thing.
A box that literally like came with like my shipment or something one day. And that's what I keep all my bubble mailers, all my postage packet stuff, all of like this, all of like my order forms and stuff, and it's just all in a box.
Yeah.
But it's just like nice to like have that.
Yeah, it's like a mobile office. Like
Yeah.
wherever you're sitting, you can bring it to wherever
Yeah.
you're working on. That's a great idea.
Like it's just a box.
Yeah.
Nothing fancy.
Any other questions for Katie? Organization?
Any of that kind of stuff.
I just wanna know if I can borrow it for like.
But on the President's Club trip, we were discussing assistants and mine won, okay? Like, we were like discussing assistants. On the trip, we were talking, it was like a round table. And we were talking about like what assistants, like what the girls do for you, and if you have a consultant on your team or someone who's just not a consultant or whatever. And I was like, oh my god, she like completely reorganized my tax stuff. Like we went through and like deep cleaned my office, like all my paperwork. She was like, you don't need this anymore. She was going through telling me all the stuff I need and did it. They're like, can we borrow her? Like they live out in Oregon. And they're like, can we fly her in? And I'm like, no, it's not for
Christy's
sale.
for his house, like.
Yeah, she's going to Chris's
Well,
time.
that's the other side over there. So
I'll make you dinner.
Yeah, okay.
I do work for one.
She's nice.
And margaritas.
Go to her house for margaritas.
Oh!
When I get my roommate in September, I'm gonna be like,
Assistant.
I'll be like $25 off your rent if you.
I also do have Mike also labels products and stuff for me. Like we have Melinda's daughter, I have Mike. So you just need to utilize, yeah, you just need to utilize who's around you the most and make them do stuff for you. Yeah, no, don't trust him. He likes he likes all the stuff. He likes stuff. Yeah. He
I
likes
have a
stuff.
question about that actually. When it comes to doing parties, like if you had a big party and say there's
I have a great question over here.
and say there's no consultants available, can you ask an outside person to help you out with that?
Absolutely, I just
So
pay
as
you
long
a
as-
Gucci.
Okay, perfect. Cause I was like, my one friend's like, I would help you out, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm like allowed to do that, or if you have to be a consultant or
I
not.
took
And
a
she was like,
non-consultant.
My
well,
mother
let me know
does
if she's the same
that.
thing.
Yeah, parties.
Okay.
My
She
mom.
was like, I will, you can just pay me in Gucci, and I'm like, no, I don't know what,
Just a whip.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you don't have a consultant not available, definitely get a friend, someone who's available, pay him a product.
Yeah. My mother's.
I'm gonna have to like mark
You
that.
can use that, right? You can use that as a write-off.
What you're paying on?
Right.
Hell yeah, girl.
Okay.
Do you think I do something that's not a write-off ever?
So how would you, what
Just
would
the
you do
mom,
with
right?
that?
Add it to an order form. Always discount the item. Like whatever party she does, write an order form, read the products, the total, and then put 0 collected, so then it's a loss.
Oh, okay,
But put it on the party that she helped with, so then
Right.
you can remember what it was.
okay.
Any other organizational questions? That was good stuff.
Yes.
I feel
Don't
like.
get unorganized.
Alexis, do you want to talk about this?
Like, ever since I moved in September, like, it's so hard to get back organized.
Yeah.
Because I can just picture everything where it used to be, and it's not there. And I'm just, like, hating life, so.
Okay, so Alexis,
Yeah,
with you.
yeah.
You're next. Alright, everyone, we're done with Katie? We're done with Katie? Yay! Okay, so you work 40 hours a week.
Plus, yeah.
But yes, so your schedule is really crazy. How do you balance your business, your new house, and your job?
I have really struggled with that, just because I am involved in so many things. So I work 40 plus hours a week in a doctor's office. I volunteer as an EMT, so I'm involved in that. I have a house, so there's a lot of upkeep. I have, the basic things that everyone else has to do. So in between that, I've really been struggling, I'm not gonna even lie right now, booking parties and stuff and just finding the time that I wanna get back in and do everything, just because that free time, I'm like, alright, well, I think I might just wanna sit on the couch right now.
Right.
So I just kinda have to get my motivation back up, and I've been working towards it, and especially the places that I didn't think about, like at work, my work now knows that I sell Pure Romance finally, I've been there for almost a year. I kept it quiet for a long time. The fire hall, a lot of people didn't really know, so I've been talking about it more there. And
The places that you're already at.
yeah, I'm always the shy one, I don't really talk, so.
What?
Yeah. Please know me. I'm really good at pretending. So, like, I don't know, it's a struggle, and if you're struggling, you're not alone. So don't feel like it's only you. I'm riding the struggle bus.
But, oh, Mark, go ahead.
Yeah,
You said you're shy.
That's my hesitation. I have an overwhelming fear of talking in front of people that I don't know.
So I think talking in front of people you don't know, like my first party, you're not a consultant, right?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. See?
Hey, she shadowed me for the drunk fest of last week,
Yeah.
so she can handle that with me. She can handle that. She's got it.
Did you
She's
give
got
Katie
it.
a bucket in the order now?
Good times, guys. Good times.
Yeah, that's your first exposure to romance.
Okay, I'm sorry. Continue.
So being shy, like, it was hard for me, obviously, like, when you're gonna get up and talk about sex in front of someone that you don't even know, at that point, I think that's where, like, Andy, my boyfriend, says that I have an attitude now. So, I think that's where my attitude came from, is because I felt like, you know, I was gonna do this, this is what I needed to do in my life, and I was just able to put on that front and just be like, all right, I think I can be funny, I think these people might like me, and I just literally went for it, and it worked, and you could do it too.
You need like an alter ego name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I get into, like Sabrina does, like I know Sabrina does, she gets into party mode, but like I can now like kind of do that, you know what I mean? Like if I'm ready to go to a party, I'm thinking about, oh, what am I going to say that's going to be funny? How can I relate to these people? You know, you just gotta, it's all about relating to them, whether you're really going to or not.
It might not be an issue that you personally have, but you know it's an issue for other women, and as soon as you mention it and somebody has it, it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, exactly. You can connect with anyone. And to
Like being dry.
She said
Okay. I feel like what you said, like my favorite thing to say at work, like I work for a law firm, is fake it till you make it, because I don't think that, like when you seem confident, if you are confident, people are, they're gonna believe it. Yeah, and one of my coworkers was like, yeah, and one of my coworkers, I'm not afraid of public speaking, I'm just like very loud Italian, whatever. So, but one of my things is like, one of my coworkers was like, aren't you nervous to talk in front of other people? And I'm like, if girls in that room know more about lubricants than I do, then you should be doing what I do. You know what I mean? Like, I look at it as like, this is like a learning experience, but like, we can bounce each other's off, like bounce ideas off of each other. But really, if you know that much about everything in this catalog, like, help me out, like join my team. So like, that's how I feel like, it's kind of like something like, you know what I mean? Definitely.
I also think you have to remember that, like, when you're doing a party, they're there because they want you there. You know, like they are.
Whether they tell you or not.
Yeah,
or
they're
they show it or
anticipating
not.
you all day. Like they want to see you, so they're gonna hang on your every word, whether your word is right or not. You know what I mean? So, and they're not gonna know if you just act like you said the right thing. So it doesn't matter. But they want
not
to
on the
be there.
vagina though, just so you guys know.
Okay, that's it. That's the only thing you can fuck up. So.
She's forward that.
Next week, Sabrina's gonna have a swear jar. You really go.
Or you can make like a playlist in your car. Like I am all about like when I go to a party, like listening to like my workout music. Like the same music I run to is the same music on the way to the party. And that like if you feel good about it, you're just like, all right, I'm gonna do it.
And eventually it just becomes so easy because my first party, I was a hot mess. I was focusing on what game I was gonna play. Like I was like, oh my god, I need flashcards. These people aren't gonna like me. And then I made $700 in one night, and I was like, I could probably do this again.
I'm also the person that like I want to be organized like Katie, and I try really hard. But like no matter how many times I think I have all of my stuff to go to my party, I'm going to get there and I never.
But she accepts it. You know,
So you just like that's you just learn to fly with it. Like if I don't have the E to romance, I'm gonna say that my dog ate or something. They don't need to know I don't have a dog. They're just gonna laugh and be like, "Oh my god, that happened to me once." You know?
I hate when they eat my E. Okay, anything else that you want to talk about on live television.
Reminder.
I think that's good though, just when
Like,
you're in a
just be
funk,
yourself. I'm in a big funk right now, just like.
And we
oh,
all-
So you don't see my name anywhere. on
but we
Facebook.
all get there though. Like for me, I took off 3 weeks in December. Like I didn't do a party, nothing, because I need that time to just disconnect and just get away. Like when I'm on my trips and stuff, I'm like, contact these girls because I'm not gonna talk to you. You know what I mean? Like I'm going on an 8-day cruise in April. You cannot get a hold of me at 11:30 at night. Just so you know, I'm telling you.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, I saw it. But I think we all get in a funk. You need to accept it, and that's why I wanted you to talk because I know that it's hard for you, but you know you have all of us,
Yeah.
and that's the biggest thing. It's
I
like
think that's the only reason that I'm still sitting here right now. Because like I got the email that I thought I was gonna be inactive, and I
it was like that Flickr email the first of the year that
Oh my
everyone
God.
got, and it wasn't.
And so, like, at the end of January, I was talking to Sabrina. I was like, I'm really sorry I let you down. Like, you know, I just, but, you know what I mean? Like, you get in that spot and you're like, why am I even doing this? And then I'm like, wait, because I like all of you.
And then you're like missing you at $1,000 party, and then you're back in your debt.
So I actually had my first party lead again. I got it yesterday. She's finishing her kitchen on Thursday and wants to have a party to show me.
I'm sorry, it's crazy. It's crazy that I get more excited But I get so excited when other people book parties. Like, is that bad? Like, I'm like, oh my god, all my girls, like, we booked 30 parties during the booking list. I'm like, what? All these people have parties? That was exciting. Okay, that is wonderful. Thank
Oh,
you.
and I'm sorry to anyone that was on my bucket list team because I
Me too.
know even as their like, even as the leader in the team, I didn't fuck on. Don't think I wasn't trying because I was, but it's still kind of like I let you guys down. So I don't even know who's on my team. I don't remember because it was people I don't think I ever.
Right. I did an alpha order, so it didn't actually. I don't know if you guys noticed, like Alyssa, like it was in alphabetical order. It was not done on any other purpose.
I did not notice.
Yeah.
Did you?
Like I did.
No.
Well,
You're
the red cross-
organized.
the red cross is different. It wasn't like Alexis Alyssa. It was like Alexis Alyssa. Like every team was like the next letter. You know what I mean? So okay. So perfect. Now, Miss Molly Mall, you are extremely efficient with hostess packets.
Oh yeah.
Oh, like for real though. Like
Oh,
you
yeah.
thought Katie was organized. You need to look at
No,
everybody's
no,
hostess packet.
no. Let's back up. I don't want to talk about being more organized than Katie.
That's not a challenge. We're not challenging you.
No, my hostess packet, like I brought my little questionnaire, but because I do work in a law firm, we spell things out pretty clearly for people. So I send people a hostess packet, this little yellow page, it's just for me, with their magazine, whatever. But on this, I put a sticky note that says, please return this page to me, and I paper clip an envelope to it. Because then it's stamped and it's addressed to me, and I put their return address on it, so there's really no excuse. And if I lose the 48-cent stamp, it's your issue. No, I mean, I just like to spell things out for people, not because people are dumb, but because when you get something, it's easy to throw away. But if you see like a bright orange sticky on it, or if things are paper clipped and things are already done for you, it's easy. I don't know.
I started doing that after I saw you do it.
Yeah, I mean it's
With
just
the like literally the sticky note, the paper clip with the envelope, like you can't write it out anymore.
yeah, and like people are busy, and like if you just are like, here's this, and this is what I want to buy, and I'm like Katie too. Like I have a date in my head, and I'm like, I'd like this back by blank, and you give it like, you tell them you want it back a few days before you actually want it back. And some people are electronic, so I'm just like, mail this or email this page back to me. You want to talk about
Comfortability. Comfort level. Comfortability.
Okay.
Guys, I regret those.
I like how you just like saw me look at you and you're like, not a word. I think that one of my strengths in a party is just making people comfortable. Like I said before, I'm like a loud Italian person, so I think I just can come across as warm, and I'm like really funny. No,
That's
but the face you have to put on. You know, it's like, don't even laugh. Just keep going. But I like to keep things kind of just like more towards the politically correct appropriateness, because I feel like when people are hearing about sex, like if you have a wild crowd, go with it. But when there's always a few people in the room who can be like uncomfortable. And my launch party, my mom was there, and yeah, like we did not talk about that stuff. I'm one of 4. I only have brothers. Like sex was never talked about. And I found that it made me more comfortable to like spell it out really easy, but like not be raunchy about it, because then I was like, okay, my mom's not gonna be uncomfortable. I'm not uncomfortable. I feel like if another person's mom was sitting in the room, she wouldn't be like, why is she talking like that? Like, I always throw in jokes, but I feel like I'm speaking to the person who's most hesitant to be at the party. Because you kind of want to like reach out to everyone, and I don't want people to feel like I love to have fun, but I don't want anyone to feel like, oh my god, she is way too raunchy. What does she do in her home? Are her demo items used? Like, you know what I mean? Because everyone thinks they are.
Oh my god, everyone does.
I just started saying like these are not mine. They're mine, but they're not mine. And too, like when people ask like really risky questions, like in front of everyone that are super inappropriate, I just make a joke about it and keep going. Like when I know this has probably happened to other people. Do they send you everything in the catalog for you to test?
Yeah.
Like that is the world's most like no one wants to know. Like you may tell me about your sex life. I'm not gonna tell you about mine. Like, but I just like to keep it at a level where like even the shyest girl in the room is gonna feel comfortable with me, because she might want to order, but she's not gonna order with me if I'm too in her face. That's just how I like to do it.
That's how I got her.
You were
That's
doing
really
her
how I
face?
got Melinda now. Because she went to a party that was really raunchy.
Yeah.
I mean, she wasn't gonna come.
Coming to the next
She
party.
was not coming.
Yeah.
I didn't say, oh my god, this is She wasn't coming to the party at all. And because the party that she went to was so raunchy. And then the lady just blew her off, so like the other consultant blew her off really bad. So that's how she ended up on my team.
Yeah.
So being pushy is not a bad thing. Like it's bad.
Yeah, because I feel like there's always a party, like one girl at the party who sits in the corner and does not talk.
Yeah.
And that's fine with me. I'm not going to single you out. But like, I just want to be at a level where like, when
Right.
you get to the ordering room, you feel like we can talk, and I'm not going to go.
It's like a consultation.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And I don't mind talking to people who aren't going to order anything, or just a coochie. Like, I had a girl in the ordering room, my last party, for 25 minutes, and we talked about her children. But like, I was like, whatever. You made a nice person.
And
Yeah.
client
Yeah.
now for life.
So, you said that you started doing the post-it note. Have you noticed you get more back? Because I noticed I send those out, and sometimes I get them back, and then someone will be like, oh, I forgot, can I like message you or whatever?
No,
Take a
I
picture of it and send them.
Yeah.
Or seriously though, stamp the envelope.
I do.
Because
I
yeah,
did.
but that's my thing, because I'm like, people see, there's no excuse to be like, I didn't go to the post office, I don't have a stamp. I stamped it, so.
There will always be that one person. Like I had a girl who needed her toilet replaced and she lived in Salamanca. So
You're gonna drive out to replace it?
I mean, right. I went to the post office, I weighed it,
got a stamp for an envelope, folded that bubble mailer, put it in there with the toy, like the new one, so she could send me the old one back. And she literally told me that she threw it out because she didn't know what it was for, even though it had postage. So like there will always be those people. If you don't get it back, just it's 48 cents.
Well, I find that I get a lot of girls who wanna do just strictly a Facebook invite, so then they don't wanna send anything back. So it's like they keep the label, the envelope, which, whatever, but like, I feel like that's what like every party I've had, a lot of them are like, oh, I don't even want this, or they'll give it back to me because they're like, I'm just gonna do a Facebook one.
Well, something you can get around, Pam had found on the COO, is the hostess questionnaire, like my hostess questionnaire.
Yeah.
No matter what, even if we are just doing Facebook events, they mail that back to me to confirm with their party.
Okay.
Like, I'll say, it says it in there, like, if I don't receive it by this time, I can't guarantee that your party's gonna, still hold or whatever. So, I tell them that, they're like, oh, we're just gonna do Facebook, we're just gonna do text messaging, whatever. I'll say, okay, we'll take this, fill it out, and still, I need the questionnaire back from you, because I wanna know what games you wanna play, I wanna know what items you want, I need to still get a feel of your crowd. I'm not gonna be able to get that through, you texting everyone. So even if you don't get the labels back, but you just get the hostess questionnaire back, it shows that they're invested in the party still.
Okay.
Perfect. Carlina,
Yes.
I know you have a lot of things you want to talk about, so I left you for last.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, Julia just left for a second. Are you coming back?
Oh,
no.
I didn't want to say anything because I know we're recording. My mom texted me like an hour ago and said stay at the meeting, but she just texted me again and she's not good.
This is not what we like up with. You were helping her out.
Yeah, a little bit.
Did you get what you needed to trade?
Did you guys talk to me?
I have one. Why?
I'm sorry.
We'll just do it, yeah, go over there and do it. Okay, Carlina.
Okay.
It's your turn.
Well, rowdy parties. I'm sure we've all had them. Yeah. Yeah, we've all had them. My last party was pretty rowdy.
I'm listening because I
None
know
of-
to be enough.
None of them were. I've had a couple rowdy parties. The last party I had, no one was drinking and they were rowdy, so that was a whole new crowd. They were actually a group of people who they don't drink, so it was like perfect. They were all just having a great time, but they were very loud. They were talking. They can be hard to deal with sometimes, but like I was saying earlier, like they're there to have fun. They're there to hear what you have to say. So even if maybe they aren't paying 100% attention, I just keep moving forward the whole time. And the ones who want to listen to you, they're going to listen to you. Like, even if you feel like everyone in the room is not listening to you, believe me, they are listening to you. Like, I'm telling you from experience, because I've had the one party where I had to stop in the middle, basically, like similar to yours, where I didn't even make it to the liquid line. And girls were like, I'm going to order. And I was like, oh, panic. That was like one of my best parties. Like, I think I had like $1,300 in sales. So like clearly, even though they were really rowdy, they were listening, So I just keep going. And I know you said you don't want to get your teacher voice. I just talk over them.
I don't feel like do I make them be. I just if poor Mark is shadowing me and I'm like, I don't even know how to be an example for any of this because it was so new to me.
Yeah.
Like the one woman just kept screaming, another heart massager, show me the toys. And I'm like, okay.
I would just be like, girl, I think it's been a while.
I just went right to the toys and like, okay, we're done. Like,
and I think that's fine because like if they're like we want to see the toys, I mean they're probably all in the same boat.
Yeah, because I felt like it was just her being loud and people around her were like laughing and carrying on. I could see there were 15 people there, so I could see that there were people kind of sitting around that maybe wanted a massage or wanted, but I was so thrown by her that we just went on to the toys, and I just felt like.
Make a little joke. Be like, girl, we gotta do a little foreplay before we get to the main event.
I said, I'm like, hold on. I'm gonna rub you down. I was like, I'm going to rub you down. And she was like, oh, well, okay. And then.
Isn't she the one that ended up
She's the one that fell off her
desk. That explains it.
She's the one that was crying at the end of the night. She fell off her stool and smacked her head. And we were like, okay, goodbye. And we laughed. That was really
Yeah, I also feel like that's like your bad kid in class. They just want your attention. Like, so if you pay them a little bit of attention, they'll kind of calm down, I think, too. I've had that happen because the one party that really bad one I had, the girl, she was the last person I had in the shopping room, and we talked for like ever. And she really just needed to talk to me, you know? So that's why
And
she was
that
being
happened
so
to us too,
loud.
because she was definitely in with us for a long time.
Yep.
She was talking about her kids and
Exactly.
she was
Wasn't
just,
she the one that was allergic to everything?
yes, she didn't. I couldn't even
Oh,
like
that's
tell
terrible.
her. She was allergic to everything, so that's probably why she only wanted to see the toys.
Yeah.
Because she couldn't. I kept showing her. I said, "Okay, I'm gonna show you the book about the Pure Naked line and blah blah blah." And she's like, "I can't even like. We couldn't even like nothing. Like if people couldn't be around her to spray
Did you
stuff.
sell
in,
her a really expensive toy though?
she got fired.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Get out.
That was it, and whatever, yeah. Maybe who knows, maybe she'll call me when I join.
Learning experience.
Yeah.
Definitely learning
And like
experience.
you can't let those parties get you down either.
Okay.
That
I
honestly
mean, it
is
was a
the
$700
biggest
party,
thing.
but there
That's
were like,
great.
there were a lot of people there. I guess I was expecting it to be like $1,000. You know, in my head, I'm like, ooh, there's my biggest party yet, all these
Yeah.
people. I mean, it was still great. I mean, but, you know, it was just like a little,
Yeah. I know.
It just totally threw me off. Like, I just wasn't expecting,
Yeah.
it was crazy. Marco was a tremendous help. Like, all of them did Buster Booty. Like, so she was helping me, like, measure people. Like, it was, I mean, that part was great. But it was just like, I just got thrown off. And I'm like, whatever, let's just be done. We just wrapped it up and.
And the shopping room is your best friend in that case because then you get that one-on-one time with everyone. So if they miss something, you can still explain it to them. And I personally take the time to sit down with everyone, and I really like you said, you talked to that girl for 25 minutes. Like a lot of times, like I'm in there with the girls for like a good 10 to 20 minutes. I'm not even gonna lie. Like my shopping room, it takes a while, and for me, it's been successful. Like I've had great sales. Because I really try to connect with the people and I really look for like the underlying issues about why they're there. Because like everyone's gonna be like, oh yeah, this is fun, you know, I want some shave cream. I'm like, okay, well what's going on? Yeah. You happy? Like you know, like all you gotta do is ask one question and then it spews out. So not in a bad way. But you know what I mean.
Thank you guys so much. I just get
No
but
problem.
thank you.
Let me know how you got.
I will.
That's all my voices. So that's your forte is the shopping room?
I would say that it is, yeah.
I think it's been fun.
What?
You've always been good with the shopping room. Yeah.
It's like my therapy with the people. I love it. Like the people are there because, like I said, they want to hear what I'm saying, and I'm like a crazy psycho kind of. So like I also am crazy about watching YouTube videos all the time. Like, and that's my thing is that like if you want to have good sales, you gotta know your shit. Like that's just
Oh, swear jar one.
that one was worth it. But like if you know what you're talking about, they know that you know what you're talking about, and then they trust you and they want to buy the products you're suggesting because they know what you're saying is true. I'm not the type of person who would sell someone something that's like significantly higher price just to get the sale. Like I'm gonna give you what I think is legitimately the best thing for you. And people see that and they appreciate it and then they come back. And that's like all that matters for me. Exactly. And I make the relationship. A lot of my customers and hostesses have become my friends and we talk a lot. So it really just helps. And I really think that that's been why I've been successful. And like I said, I research everything. If I hear something about a toy and someone tells me something weird, I will immediately look it up and like see if it's true. I find different ways to use the products and I tell the customers about it. So I really do a lot of research, but don't think that means I'm like always researching because I'm not. But like usually on party day, that's when I'm like cramming, you know, like I spend the day because I'm like, I want to be in the party mindset. I want to know what I'm talking about and I want to feel confident. So the best way to do that is watch a bunch of YouTube videos about dildos and it's great. And that's it. So, yeah.
Have you ever encountered anyone say to you, what makes your products better than someone else's?
Yes.
And so how do you answer that?
We're all like,
You
okay,
tell
why
them
lubricants? All the
exactly.
time. Why
Lubricant
can't
is
yeah.
number one that people are like, I don't need that. But like what they don't realize is that they're buying cheap stuff at the grocery store. So I like tell them, I'm like, well, yeah, I mean that will work, but I can't guarantee you it's not gonna like do something weird to your toys or you know something. And I tell them that our products they're designed for the products, you know, like the lubricant, for example. like Simply Silk. I sell that like crazy. But that's my number one. I don't know what's going on with that, but I basically let them know, like, if you use another lubricant, it's probably not going to be as good. That's just it. You know, it's not going to feel as good. It's not going to be as good. It's not going to. It could melt it. I mean, the weird stuff happens with silicone. I don't know. But and I just let them know that it's higher quality, and if you once you become a consultant, you will be able to research it, and then when you look at the lubricants, you'll see that, like, just like meat, it rebuilds the tissue from the inside. It makes you healthier. You know, there's all these benefits. So you let the people know that it's more than just lubricant. It helps you on the inside, so that it's more than just something they're spending $20 on. It's like a forever thing. So.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
I felt snaps out. Snaps out.
The other one you'll get is the toys, because people can get toys on Groupon, and I've had that happen.
Oh, I heard
multiple
that.
times.
Yeah.
So,
And you like you find the material.
yeah, the material, you're getting the quality, you're getting the assurance from me as your consultant that if your toy breaks, I'm gonna replace it for you.
Definitely.
Yeah.
To me, it's always worth it to replace the toy and, go through that process to kind of get the customer. So if you go and buy, a $20, $60 toy on Groupon, Groupon doesn't care if your toy breaks, and Groupon doesn't care if it gets damaged in the mail or if it shorts out and electrocutes you,
Or if it's like good.
Yeah. That's the one thing too that I talk about a lot is making an investment in products, and Sabrina knows this. I will be straight with the girls that I'm not an upseller, but I will sell you cleaner. And I'll sell you cleaner because you're not putting hand soap on something that you shove inside you. Like,
We did a party at Molly. I literally sold every single person who bought a toy cleaner. Like, I think some girls owned cleaner because they purchased from me before, and I was like,
She
"Do you
still
need
got
a cleaner? Buy cleaner." Yeah, she was
Well,
like, "Are you
just
running
because,
low?
like-
You're probably running. You need one. We're just gonna hand that."
You're like,
I don't want to run out.
Thank you. I was even told it, and she was shocked.
And there will always be that one person that knows more than you. Like, you just have to accept it and try and ignore them. Like, the lady that tried to convince everybody at the party that it was okay if you took the batteries out to put your toy in the dishwasher. Like, literally. They are always right. Yeah, they always are
and
right.
I say, if you put the toy in the dishwasher and you call me and you tell me it's melted, I'm not replacing it. And I'll like make a joke of it, but I'm serious. I'm telling you, don't put it in the dishwasher.
Yeah.
And if you put it in the dishwasher, sorry.
Yeah.
What is your best way to handle someone who's like down, talking all through romance products? Because I get girls like, I always come to me, this sensation doesn't work that well, and bosom buddy doesn't really tingle your nipples, like sorry. And like literally just downs everything. I'm standing here like, just shut up.
Why you
Get out of here.
I noticed that with sensations, a lot of people, like some girls will be like, "Oh, I don't feel anything."
Especially if they're drunk. They're like, what? It's not working.
Yeah.
And you're like, you're drunk. Like, if the customer's drunk, I swear to God, they don't feel sensation. I don't.
Well, because I've had a couple parties where girls are just like, they're sitting there and they're like, oh, don't buy that, it doesn't work right. And I'm like,
So maybe it's your body.
yeah, like that's what I try to explain, that everyone's a little bit different.
Yeah, that's what I usually say. Is like everyone's
And that's
different.
what we
So you might feel like the sensations, but someone else does.
Right.
You might have no nipple sensation. Like that's why the bosom buddy doesn't work. I mean, you should put more on. Exactly.
Because I always have like one hair. Every time I talk to her, I always say that all the time. Like maybe you're just different. Like everyone has different sensations or whatever. And she's just like, no, it just doesn't work. And I'm like,
Yeah, you just
like there's no door.
There's always like, I feel like there's always a joke you can make that like is like somewhat like, sorry, Sabrina, it's somewhat bitchy,
Like,
but
usually
like
try to,
also
like,
like,
people,
like shut your mouth, but like really like, well, like you gotta just spin it. But then too, like Carlina said, like all these women got up here, like the whole time I'm doing this, I'm like, everything is gonna be personal preference. Like you have 5 girls in the room, they're gonna order 5 different things. Like, so I think that, and honestly, if like bosom buddy like doesn't make you tingle, like I don't know. I seriously, because like every time someone puts it on their lips and they're like, oh my god, I can't imagine like cardboard nipples.
Really no, because like she doesn't like it. I would do it.
She just gotta have her back.
Like, I feel like the weirdest person in the room, like.
Alright guys, any questions for the girls sitting up here? Karen, do you guys?
Like for replacing toys, like what would be like your limit on like having like a warrant?
Okay, first of all, we are on recorded TV, so if it is under 30 days, or no, I'm sorry, if it is under $80, it is 30 days warranty, and if it is over $80 retail, it is 60-day warranty. But hopefully someone stops watching the video if you're watching. Well, I have a 100% Pure Romance by Sabrina guarantee. So if you buy it from me and 6 months from now it breaks, I will still replace it with you because you're investing in a toy. And if you buy a Harley and it breaks 4 months later, I'm not gonna be like, sorry, you're out of luck. Like, you know, what you do is you buy it, you wait till the shipment comes in, and then you RMA and say that the toy is broken. And then they will give you the RMA and you replace with them, and then you have one for your stock.
I do. I've had an and
So they tell you that it's broken.
Yeah.
You
So
order a
so
new one,
you give them that new one,
Uh-huh.
you get the old one back from them,
and then the one that you would just receive
Yep.
is the one that this one.
Yes.
I've
There's
had
no like barcode on it for them to check.
Sorry. On your account. I've had a girl say that her toy stopped working and I was not her consultant. I don't replace other consultants.
Okay.
I'm like, just contact that consultant that you had because I mean,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like leaking heart massagers in a 6-pack. I had 5 recently that were leaking. They will replace those if heart massagers are broken. If something like Xandalee had that exploded sensation,
they always
call within
replace those.
24 hours. Call 866-ROMANCE. That's all you gotta do, and just talk to customer service. But if someone like most of the time, if someone's like, my full boom isn't working, I'll say, are you pressing and holding the button down? Because I got
Every time.
I
Are
still,
the batteries in the right
yeah,
place?
I still like you try to troubleshoot over the phone first, and then you have them ship it to you. And if you try to like get it to work, and if it works, ship it back to them. Or if it's really busted, like I had a girl, she had a silver bullet as her hostess gift. It did not work, and I tried, and it did not work. So I already had one. Like I order them frequently, so I just told them my order number, the date, the product, and I just returned that one, and then I have my new one for stock.
So when they send you a new one, do you have to send it back to corporate, or they just?
You have to send the
damage.
broken one to corporate,
Okay.
and then they process it, and then it shows up in your back order, and then it'll ship with your next order.
Gotcha.
So it's like a 2-week process, right? But when you order it, it's easy to get. You get that new one to your customer,
Okay.
and then you get the broken one from your customer. You get the RMA number. You ship it to corporate. They ship you a new one. It's in your stock.
Gotcha.
You can either trade your product or keep it till you sell it next time. Charlie,
If it's like something kind of cheap, like for example.
yeah, Twitter and Philip, I will not replace.
Not even that, but like the Tease Me Please Me. My someone who bought it, one of my first parties, so almost a year now. She's like, my bullet broke, and I was like, I'll give you a discount on the next one, but I'm not gonna give you a brand new bullet because that's not necessarily as much of an investment.
Right.
But if someone was like, oh my
I
god, my
really
Tom
think
broke
that
or something, you know, I'd be like, okay, I got you. But when it's a little bit less, I'll always offer them a discount if I'm not gonna replace it. Basically, is what I
That's
wanted
great.
to say.
If I don't replace it, I'll usually offer them my discount.
Yeah.
So like whatever I'm getting off, and I got there from Sabrina, whatever, you know what I mean? If it's been a while and you're telling me that your bullet broke, well, you probably should have told me my dollar.
Right, exactly. That's like put it right
Especially
on it,
bullets,
that
they
kind
break
of
a
stuff, I will. But if it's like a Philip, Tease Me, if the strap breaks, like they just like were drunk and just snapped it, like I probably won't replace that for them. I'll tell them they can buy it for $5 because that's my discount and replace it. But like something more expensive, if it's like 3 years and their bullet breaks, like you obviously used it a lot. But if it's like, oh my god, it's been sitting here for 2 months, I just opened it and it's not working, and if it's over the 30 days, like I'm not gonna blame them for it, you know? Sometimes stuff like that happens, so you just work around it and it's fine. Good question. We can continue recording now. Okay, any other questions for the girls? Beautiful. Okay, guys, ready for some recognition and numbers? This is my favorite part. Okay, thanks, girls. Okay, can someone help me? Can you help me? Can you help me, Crystal? Look at Hercules over here. She got some help. Okay, this is our beautiful price table. Thank you. I'm like still holding on to it. Okie dokie. So, just for showing up today, we have 3 guests here. I think that's our most ever, right? 3 guests? Look at us. Great. Okay, so Miss Marca, this is her second meeting as a guest, and I think you're not welcome back here until you join the team.
That's a great one.
You're not welcome back anymore. You just gotta be consulted. Okay, so then you get your prize, and you also get a koozie. Your old man super cute koozie.
I am so jealous. So
And
jealous.
Elena also gets a koozie because you're my guest, so I get this. There you go. Yay! There you go. Yes, Christy. You also get sample pack chocolates and your own pure romance cup. Isn't it cute? Super cute. Thanks for coming, guys. Ha! Thanks for coming. So, I'm sorry.
We're never gonna stop that one.
I know, we're never ever. Whoever started it's your fault. Okay, so last month, if you weren't here, I was like crying and stuff during this whole time, so I'm not gonna do that this month. I'm not. I'm not.
Sure.
First, we're gonna do the raffle. Does everyone have a Buster
Yes,
Movie
I'm
raffle
ready.
tickets?
Let's go.
You have, there are so many tickets in here, I can't even explain. I can. So tonight we are racking up a heart massager, Aura massage oil and acai and citrus, and our truly sexy Love Notes candle. Yeah, you're gonna keep it or sell it. That's
I'll sell the heart.
yeah, sell the heart massager, sell the oil, keep the candle. Totally fair. Totally fair. Okay, so I'm like mixing this up real good.
We're ready.
Elena, you're gonna pick. Like you don't like to yell at me. Come on.
Okay, so we'll start off on a good note now.
Okay. Are you threatening
I am.
my potential team member?
She needs to get used to it now.
Yeah, I'm getting hazed actually. That's okay. I know Missy's so excited to watch this part. Cause like, okay, like if I didn't grab all mix, okay, I got this like real mixed up. Alright, just read the last 3 digits. The last 3 digits are 3, 5, 8.
What the? Man.
Marga.
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
Are you serious? I'm serious.
That's just
Oh my God, Marga just won like this! 2 months in a row! Now you have to join the team. When you get over $100 in product for $15, you're joining the team.
That's
Start your demo.
You better sign them. Just go ahead and sign up on your phone.
Wait, hold on. Should take tickets home.
Yeah, let's
bring that over here.
Yeah, you know the drill. You get all the tickets.
She needs all my tickets.
She needs these in her life.
There you go. Never mind, girl. She's taking all the tickets home.
It's $100.
I know. I can't believe that!
I'm
2 months in a row, she wins! You're not even a big Sapphire and you're getting all my products! It's amazing! Okay.
Hostile.
So, we're gonna go through our team numbers because January is pretty great. We were about $500 short of our $15,000 downline goal, but we're totally gonna hit it this month. So, what we do when we do that, we're raffling off a day night for 2. So that is a $50 gift card, $25 to, it's like Red Lobster, Olive Garden, whatever that 4 is, and then 2 Fandango tickets. So you get to pick whatever movie. So it's a date night. You don't need to bring me, but if you want, I'm gonna be available. So if you want. All over these devil days. So we're gonna do that next month. Hopefully we'll have a wrap for it. But our actual team sales were $18,724.90. Really, really good. We had 2 new team members join the team, so you can see their names are on on the board. See that? Like, super cute. And we're already over 25,000. Like, look at how full that is. That's a lot of Sharpie.
We're like a quarter of the way to the end.
That's crazy. What? Me. Oh, you were here last month. I did this. I forgot. Yeah, I know. So, we're going to do our honorable mentions with over $500 in retail sales for January. Miss Maureen Donnelly. Also, Miss Molly Rogers. Over $1,000, she just left Miss Julie Borghese. Miss Julianne Evans down in Ohio. Miss Melinda Van Gogh. And Miss Carlina Holovitz. Over $1,000. So our top three. Number 3 with $1,607. Even. No 10 cents this time. Miss Missy Dwarf down in Florida. Oh, by the way, your stuff shipped today, so you'll have it Thursday. Okay, they got their incentives. So, okay. Number 2 in sales with $1,704.60 is Miss Jessica Rodriguez. Come on up here, girl. And then you also, because you had over $1,500 in sales last month, you get 3 new items that were just launched. You can open it from the January.
Be jealous.
Some winter fantasy, baby. And the very last, everybody. So you don't get cardboard nipples. No cardboard Okay, and then she's also down in Ohio with $3,358. Miss Sam Sabo. She's down in Ohio as well. This is incredible. Her first month. She signed in December.
Wow.
Wow. Let's talk about that. Okay. So also, number 1 in sponsoring with 1 new recruit is Miss Pam Fearby. You know you can't like it. You can't get away from this. Like you can't. Good job.
I said I wasn't gonna get off number 7.
I know. Look at that. Okay, so our February incentive, when you have over $1,500 in sales, you get free products. So that's going to be announced. So the more in sales, the more product you get. That's going to be announced. And then our March incentive, we are going to do gift certificates or gift cards. I'm sorry. So Target or Office Max, you get to pick your choice. And for every $1,500 in sales you have, you get a $25 gift card from me. You can pick either Target or Office Max. Target because you know that's where our money's going anyway. So then also something that's really special. She actually signed last month, but she activated her business in February of 2015. So I want to say happy anniversary to Miss Christine Camp. Okay, you're like, oh, where the flowers for? Look for you.
Cute.
Happy anniversary, girl. Okay, so 1, we need to talk about pole dancing because we need to figure out when we're going. 2, oh, you weren't here last month. We were talking all about this. I know, you were a little sick. That's fine. So we're going to talk about also next month our meeting is still the second Monday at here. Just make sure you're aware of that. We're going to be doing some more fun training, but make sure you bring your calendars and your contact cards. So whatever on like your contact connection cards, or if you have like lists of your clients or old order forms, whatever, bring those with you as well. Just make sure, yeah, put it in your calendar. There you go. Good job. Yeah, it's always the second Monday. I don't know what date that is though.
Bring what?
14. Thank you. The 14th. It's a work date. Thank you. And then oh, the How to Be Single movie. Who wants to go see that movie? Okay.
Oh.
I'm thinking for a Sunday afternoon if that works for you guys, because because I don't want to do like during the night. So we usually go to the Regal at the Walden. We can meet there. We can pick a date and time. Yeah, it's cheaper.
Yeah.
So we can pick a date and time that works for everyone, but I want to make sure that you guys were interested in doing like a team thing. We can go get drinks and stuff like we did for Magic Mike and 50 Shades, and
I still have not seen this like magic mark thing.
Oh my god!
Does anybody have it? Can I borrow
We
it?
went to go see it like as a team. And
I
it
know,
was
and
like,
I
we
even
were like rolling, okay? It was great. So, as of I think yesterday, we're at over $30,000 in sales so far. So I need to update this a little bit higher for this list. And it was amazing. So, we have like 2 minutes if anyone has any questions for me, because I know the other girls were talking. We also need to do a team picture. So if you want to like bring that table over or something, and I'll grab the girl. But I want to thank you guys so much for coming. You do need to show up to go up, and I'm so excited for the rest of February. It's gonna be an amazing month. So thank you guys so much. Bye, girls. Mwah.